My name is Fiona and I'm a team leader for Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I'm here to answer the question. I've started meditating and I'm starting to experience some strange physical sensations or symptoms in my body. Is that normal? So just know that when you start meditating, especially if you're at the beginning of your practice, you're going to start to move energy through your body. So it's quite normal to experience some physical sensations as that happens. Now, we always recommend that you start at the beginning of Dr. Joe's work because it's really important to lay some really solid foundations into your meditation practice, and that as you build upon that foundation, you're less likely to experience such significant changes in your physical body. So breaking the habit of being yourself is definitely the place that we'd recommend that you start. Now, a lot of people experience physical sensations when they practice the breath. If that's happening during the practicing of the breath, whether it be a tension headache at the base of the neck, which is a common one, or sometimes a bit of nausea, the first recommendation that we suggest is that you back off the breath a little bit. Maybe not try so hard. Just reduce the amount of force and pressure that you're putting through when you're locking down the centers. And always remember to take your attention either to the back of your neck into the center number 6 there, or up to the top of your head. Where you take your attention is where your energy is going to move. It's often really easy to leave our attention on where the discomfort is, but if you take your energy off it and up to the top of the head, that'll help the energy move through those energy centers. There are 2 major spots in the body that energy is most likely to get stuck if it's due to practicing the breath. The first is in energy center number 3. And energy gets stuck there because it's the last of the bottom 3 energy centers of where we store stress and the chemicals of stress. And remember that the point of the breath is actually to pull the mind out of the body. And it's the lower 3 centers that we often live in a day-to-day basis. So getting that energy to move from that 3rd center up into the heart is like the first major jump that we have to do. And if you're someone that has been living in the hormones of stress for an extended period of time, it can take a little while from practicing the breath to be able to move that. And sometimes people experience it as an upset stomach or a little bit of nausea. Just know that that's quite normal if you experience those things. It's just stuck energy in those lower 3 energy centers, and it's the final sort of push before you get that energy moving into the heart. My biggest suggestion with that, if that's what you're experiencing, is to just keep practicing the breath. And of course your meditations, which will help pull that mind out of the body and will obviously reduce those chemicals of stress, so you're less likely to experience the nausea. So just keep practicing that. That is a common thing that we see throughout the community, and it does dissipate and shift over time. The next place that we see energy getting stuck in the breath work is up in center number 5, which is around the throat. And again, it's often for a couple of reasons, but a lot of people put a lot of pressure on this center as they're trying to lock down and push energy up into the 6th, 7th and 8th energy center. The biggest suggestion that I can give there is not to clench too hard because you'll actually stop the energy moving. Remember to draw your shoulders down, and sometimes you can pull your neck back a little bit, and using that and then the action of pumping just below it, which is a pump, it's not a continual hold, will actually help to move the energy. And also to remember to shift your attention up to the top of your head, because where your attention goes, energy flows. So taking that energy off the blocked or the sensation around the neck and moving it that way. We often hear feedback from our community that people are experiencing headaches or a tightness, and it's generally because people are clenching too hard, trying to move that energy through energy center number 5. It can also occur if we've got a subluxation, which is a vertebrae not sitting quite right in that area, or emotional trauma, or people not being able to communicate their feelings and emotions effectively. Sometimes we'll see those things manifesting that as well. It can also manifest as a chronic cough. We often find in week-long meditations that people start coughing during meditations, and that's just when the energy is getting stuck around that center number 5. So if any of those things are happening for you, just know it's part of the course. It's quite normal. And again, just to keep practicing, shifting your attention up to the top of your head and really setting the intention to move that energy through that energy center. And sometimes it just takes a couple of weeks of practicing the breath to be able to move that. And of course, backing that up with using a meditation like Blessing of the Energy Centers, where you're going in and you're feeling and you're shifting and you're really using your symbols and your intention to shift any stuck energy in those energy centers. So just remember that it's quite normal as you start meditating that you're going to be shifting energy. So your body was going to respond to that change in energy by maybe giving you some symptoms and feedback. It's all just feedback. As long as it's not interfering with your day-to-day life and that it's dissipating over time as you're practicing, you're on the right path. If, however, you're experiencing new symptoms that seem extreme or they're having a huge impact on your life, we always recommend that you check in with your doctor or primary healthcare practitioner, because it may have nothing to do with the meditations and it may be something that you just need to check in and get some feedback about. Remember, it's all just practice, 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 practice. So just keep going, using the breath, using your different meditations, reviewing the work of Dr. Joe, starting off at breaking the habit of being yourself, and then having a look online. Dr. Joe does a great talk and goes and does a deep dive into the breath and how to do that. And we've got some new releases coming out in the not too distant future. It's going to be called the Classic Talk series, about what am I doing wrong, welcome to the world of change, and a whole pile of things that the team have put together. So stay tuned for that. We will be posting that onto some pages when that comes available and live. That will give you a bit more feedback. In the meantime, just keep practicing and doing the work, and thank you for being part of our community.